big.
Fake it till you make it.
Speaking of making it big, here we are at Ford Field. Joe Sack along with Tom Mikowski. And D6 final, West Catholic leading Negaunee 14-7. Negaunee getting into the end zone finally at the very end of the first half on a 4th and 6 pass play pulled down by Philip Nelson. And that brings us to halftime here as we see the Negaunee band down on the field. And we've got special guest on the West End Body halftime show. Jill Annable's with us again. And
thanks for having me again.
We love seeing you up here.
You know?
I like it. We just keep winning. We keep coming back.
Right.
So here we are.
And it makes us feel important because, it's like we're important enough to have that you're here and we're delivering information.
Well, we love to be here,
school.
so we'll keep talking. And every time you'll have us, we'll be up here.
Well, we'll have you as much as you want to be here.
Thank you.
We want to talk a little bit about West Catholic scholarships, and Jill. I spent almost 30 years at Aquinas, and we think about scholarships at the college level, and I certainly know from my time in enrollment at Aquinas how meaningful scholarships are, right?
Yes.
To be able to give everybody the education they want. And higher ed, that's why, Pell Grants exist and state Michigan tuition grants exist, so that everybody who wants an opportunity for a really good education can be afforded that opportunity. And really, you're doing the same thing at the high school level here at West, providing scholarships out there for students that might not have the means, the families that might not have the means, but say, gosh, you know what? We love what you're doing at West. We want to be a part of that family at West. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit more about the scholarship program there.
Sure. Well, first of all, it's evolved over time quite a bit. So from my own experience to now, you see such a professionalism at the high school level for families to apply for financial aid and to go through that process just like my parents did for the college process. We now have at West Catholic. So it's a full application process. But on top of the financial aid available to our student body, and nearly half the student body receives financial aid. Mm-hmm. So I can't say that enough. That's amazing. But on top of that, we have nearly 40 named scholarships. Some of them are aid-based and some of them aren't, and they're all listed on our website. So when students write an essay or go through those qualifications, there's 40 additional ways that they can apply for scholarship. What's amazing about that is that we are in this time of our history as a school that people are really giving back at that level, that they're able to name a scholarship with specific criteria, and then they can have relationship with that student throughout their time if they wish. And it's growing that next generation of students, but it's because of the legacy that the school has at this point.
Are most of these endowed scholarships, Jill?
They are. They are. Most of them are. And so as people choose to give to West Catholic, there's lots of options. Mm-hmm. But this is that long-standing option for people who really want to put their name with the school for generations to come. And so what's amazing on this list is that they're all very unique. So as a family goes on that website with their kids, existing students and incoming freshmen, they will likely see a scholarship that really appeals to them, an essay that really sings to them in a way. And so we really see a wide variety of students applying for these.
What does that application process look like for somebody wanting to come in?
Well, there's a paper trail. Okay, I don't know if you've done the college paper trail.
Oh, yeah.
Paper trail, but it looks a bit like that, a little bit overwhelming at first because it is a true process. They're asking for your financial statements.
Sure.
We hold all that in confidence in our process, but then for students who want to do a named scholarship, a lot of them have a written essay attached to them.
And that's good. That puts the student in. It gets some skin in the game for them. They're putting themselves out there and developing some creativity on how they want to express themselves for these scholarships. It's something that they have to put themselves out and do.
And if we look at those scholarships too, Jill, are those as far as values go? I mean, did it kind of range from like $500, $1,000, $2,000? I mean. Is there a range on those scholarships?
There is quite a range. It depends on how many we can honor each year. It depends on which scholarship they go for. And some of these scholarships we've had for quite a few years, and some are brand new. So like the Cindy Annable Scholarship.
Yeah.
That's right.
This will be the first year we're awarding that one. But some of them are needs-based. Some of them have specific interest areas, interest in business, interest in military, interest in certain career paths. And so I think when you go down the list as a family, you're going to see something that really speaks to your heart.
All right, how do they do this? Do they go to the West Catholic website? This is, what's the
grwestcatholic.org.
Okay.
When you hit apply, you will also see links for financial aid and for scholarships.
So we're looking at things from the recipient end.
Yes.
There might be listeners out there because so many of our listeners are West Catholic graduates who graduated back when Joe and I did, even though we went to different schools together. Joe, I went
We
to
rode
St.
horses in,
Francis.
yeah.
but I feel like I'm a Falcon by choice.
Yes.
I haven't sent a couple kids through, but there are a lot of people in Joe's era and older that have been around West Catholic because it's been around since the 50s now and been around a long time in a storied history, and they want to give back.
Yes.
Yep.
So how do they give back? Somebody might be like, gosh, you know what? I want to give a one-time scholarship, or I want to start an endowed scholarship. I want to leave a legacy of my own to West Catholic. How do they even go about doing that?
Well, they're going to talk to me. So that's the process. So there's
Well, that's perfect.
no cold process on the website. This is a conversation because there are options. There are people who like to give on an immediate basis, like we saw with our Ukrainian students and other students that we bring into our student body each and every year. We need scholarships like that, tuition assistance.
Yes.
But then if you would like to live that long-standing legacy, then they'll have a conversation with me.
And what a great person to do that with. You are
Thank you.
very accommodating, and there's no fear in dealing with Jill.
Thank you.
Nope, don't worry about that
That's
at all.
right.
She'll take care of you.
And if you're listening here, at Ford Field, you can come up to the press box right now and talk to Jill.
Sure, right now.
Let's start the legacy right now.
Well, by the size of our community, I wouldn't be surprised. I started the day this morning at Mass, and there was a moment where the players turned around at communion when they realized that there were still just rows and rows of people going up for communion today, and I don't think the players realized how many people were in the church with them until communion never ended. I mean, they just turned around and thought, I got the chills thinking about how many people were there at Mass this
I've
morning.
got goosebumps right now because it takes me back to
we did it
when our kids were on the team. And
we did it when our kids were on the team.
And what a great way, right?
It was.
To start the day out before you drive over to Ford Field. You know what? We're gonna take some time. We're gonna thank the Lord and thanks
Absolutely.
for all our blessings and for being here and to celebrate in prayer with the entire West Catholic community before the ride.
Absolutely.
over.
We're forming disciples of Christ. I can't imagine the day beginning without that moment. And
Right.
to have the pastors, I mean, I was just taking pictures of the priests in the stands and this morning at Mass.
Love
and
it.
Yeah, it's quite the community.
Oh, that's
Super.
fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the West End Body Halftime Show. Jill Annable, new CEO for West Catholic, and she's the one to talk to. So open the wallet a little bit. Get into the scholarship game with West Catholic and benefit students that need it and want that wonderful Catholic education that we've dealt with with our kids.
Absolutely. Start your own scholarship, or if you want to contribute to one, Cindy Annable,
Yes.
make a donation to her in her name because all the great work that she's done at West Catholic as she retires here in January.
And you can name one after Tom and I. We would be grateful. Anybody that wants to put money out under our names, we'll be so happy.
Can you start one with us? There we go.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, thanks,
We
Jill.
appreciate you joining us here on West End Halftime Show here, and we're going to take a quick break here and come back with stats from Steve Grooms doing it from his couch back in Grand Rapids. So stay with us. You're listening to Michigan Sports Radio.